Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, everyone, welcome back to another Friday night live stream here at Christ-Centered Ironworks. I hope everybody is enjoying the heat in the summer that you all were crying out for this winter. I just thought I'd take and remind you, since everyone's like, ew, I hate snow, yucky, ice. Oh, I hate the spring, it's so wet. I hope you all are enjoying every bit of your upcomings. It's hotter than Hades' backside, ain't it? Just let that be a reminder to you, don't go complaining when I'm up here in a parka, okay? Don't go laughing the opposite direction. So, welcome everyone. I'm glad I could insult and alienate like, half the audience.
It'll be like right 0 degrees here, and it'll be like 50 degrees everywhere else, and then yeah,
then everybody will be laughing at me. But it's funny because cold doesn't bug me at all. It's the heat that bothers me. So it was insanely, entirely too hot this past week up here. So we hit 80s, and I said that is disgusting, super disgusting. So.
Yeah, everyone needs to have like an insulated freezer he can work in part of the time.
Yes, yeah, underground. I just need to start working underground.
Yeah.
I need to have a summer shop, and it's a cave.
Yeah.
That's 1,000 feet below the Earth's surface.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that'd be all right year round, actually.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. Be wonderful. So, I bet you I got a bunch of angry comments and angry faces in the comment section.
Possum Sausage says, yeah.
Yeah, reminding each and every last one of you, you wanted this. You wanted this. So, congratulations. So, anyways, we are going to have a great live stream tonight. Tonight's mystery tool is another hammer. This time, this hammer comes in from Andrew Larson. I bought it from him when we were down demonstrating for the AACB conference. Thank you, Andrew Larson, for selling me a great hammer. That'll be coming up soon. I'll show you all the cool features about it and this and that and all that malarkey. We will also be giving away a bunch of guillotine tools tonight. We'll be giving away the brand new double bay guillotine tool. We'll be giving one kit away of those. We'll be giving another brand new single bay guillotine tool kit away, and then as well as one of the old rusty trusty C-frame guillotine tools that we sell over at our website, www.blacksmithingblanks.com. So be sure to check that out. Now, last month, we started a project. I was showing off the features of the guillotine tools and how they operate, and you know, how the new guillotine tools work. And we started on this little flower sculpture in a little pipe vase, and I showed you guys a little neat trick of how you can secure that a flower stem in there without using welds of any kind. Well, tonight we're going to continue that process by forming our bloom. We're going to go ahead and shape our bloom out. We're going to get it riveted on here, and we're going to flare out the bottom of this little candlestick thing, you know, this little vase here, so that way everything balances real nicely, and we've got a neat little sculpture there. So the very first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get this blossom good and hot. I'm going to be all over the place tonight. The first place I'm going to be starting at is at our treadle hammer with the heavy hammer grade upgrade kit that we offer. I'm going to be starting over here at the treadle hammer to take and chase in the details in the actual pedals. Then I'll move to doing some hand hammering at the anvil, and then drilling and yada yada, all that jazz. So ought to be pretty fun. We'll see if we can't get all this done in an hour and a half is what I'm hoping to do, and we'll just see how we go. So safety specs on, good to go. Questions, Jess? Comments, complaints, concerns?
Yes, Michael Wright asked if there's a triple bay coming.
There is no triple bay. There is no triple bay. I thought about doing 3 bays, but then I figured, well, you could get about everything done you needed to do in 2, you know, with a double bay. I wouldn't mind doing a triple bay, though. That could be fun, just doing like a one-off one.
Support-wise, it'd probably just make sense to skip to a 4 bay, like the supports going up it.
Oh, yeah.
So basically take it, what we have with the double bay, and mirror it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Jessica says, I'll raise you 1 more bay, darn it. No triple bay. No double bay. Come on.
Go for quadruple
Quintuple bay. Let's go.
Yep.
Sky's the limit.
James Helmke says, I hope you enjoyed the mosquitoes as big as hummingbirds.
I love them. See, the funny thing is people don't understand is that the mosquitoes hatch here. We have black flies, we have no-see-ums, we have deer flies, we have mosquitoes, and what they do is they hatch and then they head south. So we kind of like a hatchery for all that, and then it goes elsewhere where it's warmer. They do not stick around more than a week or so, and then they're gone. They're not bad. Unlike in the south, they're just having a party for 8 months out of the year. Unlike up here. We have our hatches, and then they're done. It is so very nice. So very nice.
Corey Shire says, did you ever make a video of finishing up the jeweler's hand filing vise that you started in Ohio?
We actually did it in
the live stream?
Well, we started in the live stream, and then I just finished the vise, I believe.
I think so.
I may have done a couple components in the live stream for the finish work, but I'm pretty sure I just finished it and got it over with. So no, I never did do a video on that to finish it up. All right, Jess, we're going to go to the anvil cam there, please.
All right.
Or power hammer cam. See what I can do here. Which side are we working on? Sweet. Nice. Got one of those done. I'm actually going to need to take off my tong clip. I was thinking I'd need the tong clip, but turns out I don't. Let me set that aside. Ugh. Come here, you. Nice. I'll go ahead and start getting this set in. Go. What I'm doing, since this is a curved fuller, I'm doing all 1/2 of those blooms first, and then I'll flip the tooling direction around and do the other half of the bloom. Make sure I get it set in here nicely, feeling good. I think I need to get a bit more heat into it. It would be a little nicer. Be a little nicer going if I got a bit more heat into it. But I'm going to go ahead and just get this laid out first. All right. So there's that. And go back to main cam, Jess.
Okay.
Straighten this out a little bit. I'll go around another couple passes on all those on that side, and then I'll flip it around and I'll do the others. Questions, Jess? Comments?
Dabaka says, it's the reason for calling it the state of itch again.
Itch again?
Itch again.
Hey, you guys can make as much fun as you want.
Kyle Jones says, I was going to forge today, but I mowed the lawn and cleaned the smoker.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do. Oh.
Dabaka said, that's the sepal. Oh, no, it's not a rose.
A what?
It's not a rose.
Yeah, it's not a rose. It's just a little flower bloom.
I think we call that our acanthus bloom.
Yeah, this is technically an acanthus bloom, but an acanthus bloom is just a flower bloom, a rosette of some kind. Doesn't have to be a specific flower. It's just floral and pretty.
Stephen Padilla says, Sticky Baby is in the house.
Good to have you.
Kent Kahn says, really like how much your channel has progressed since its early beginnings.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Some would say it's regressed, but, you know, I think it's progressed quite a bit from the beginning.
Tabaka says, thistles are the genus Acanthus.
Is that what they are?
That's what he says.
Thistles. Yep. Okay.
Thistles.
I guess it's a thistle. Who knows?
Let's see. Tabaka says, LOL, the monster O-frame 4-bay guillotine.
Yeah, there you go. That'll do her. Let's go to the amble, Jess.
All right. Oh, what happened?
Did we lose it?
We lost our camera number 2 feed.
Well, let me put the iron back in the fire. See what's going on.
Okay.
Still got the feed over here.
Okay.
Looks like it's okay.
Try switching back to it.
Okay.
No.
Do we have it or no?
No. It was black when I switched to that one. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Oh, no. Oh, it flicked on, then it flicked off.
Okay. May have a problem with the cord there.
Technical issues.
Give me a second.
Switch it out to a different cam or another DCIM.
No, it's just not making connection. Probably. Hold on. Now go back to 2. There we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Well, don't be rough with it, eh?
Okay. I'll be careful.
Be genteel. Be genteel with the computer, electronics, clicky fingers McGee.
Yep. Loose cable.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't make a connection or something there. I think those ends, HDMI ends, if you take them in and out as much as we do, eventually they just wear out. You just have to get new. Add it to the list of things I have to shop for, huh?
Yeah. James says probably needs more heat.
Yeah, lots of heat, more heat. Heat that only the Southerners know about. That kind of heat. Let's go to the anvil.
All right.
Nice. Oh, this is fun. Just going through here and cleaning up all these. Nice. Now I can flip the tool around, so I'll show that off to the camera. Can everybody see that at the camera?
Uh-huh. Yep.
And that's made with this curved fuller.
Cool. That's a
Now-
nice accent.
Loosen this up. I'll rotate this around so it goes the other side easily. And now I can come around the other side of this and set that on there and work it with ease. Or semi-ease anyhow. Might adjust that a little more. Something like that. That'll be good. And sweetness, that'll work out fine. All right, we'll go put this back up and get this hot.
Good evening, Wayne. We're doing good. Corey asked if we could post some pics of the jewelry saw. He'd like to see it finished, maybe on Instagram.
Of the jewelry saw?
Or the saw that you had worked on in the live streams. Or no, sorry, jewelry vise? Is that what we're calling it?
Oh, the jeweler's vise.
Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
I called the wrong thing.
Yeah, I've posted some pics of that a long while ago on Instagram, but I can go back and I can take a few more pics and throw them back up there as a repost.
Is the anvil under the Oliver and Atlas?
Not an Oliver, my hammer. Treadle hammer. And yes, it's an Atlas knife and tool anvil that I got underneath it, so.
Corey says, looks like the Chipachaya was retired. We still got some floating around here.
No, I got a Chio over there.
Oh yeah, yep. Got the guillotine on it.
Yeah, it wasn't retired. I just like using it for demonstrations, shows. The Atlas one isn't as good as use for my use case scenarios or for like what I do. I need the horns of an anvil, whereas the Atlas knife and tool is just a square block. Great anvil, but I needed more than just a square block when I do demonstrations and shows. And this just happened to be the right size so I could put my die holder and everything else on it. And it works out great for this purpose, so. Yep.
Autist Grant said, just saw your left hand shaking. You all good?
What's that?
Saw your left hand shaking. Are you all good?
Oh yeah, yep. We can go to the camera.
Yep.
I just shake my arms, keep loose, keep limber as I work. It's like a nervous tick. I find it's really easy to get super tense when you're doing this kind of work. And the way I stay cool and not tense up is to shake it off, so to speak, you know, get comfortable with letting out tension. Show that off. Come around, right on around. Mm-hmm. Can they see that okay?
Yep.
Work on the other sides. Put it back.
Keith says you're going through a flux withdrawal.
Yeah, flux withdrawal. There you go. I'm getting the twitch. Getting the twitch. No, I have found with myself, with a lot of the work that I do, where I'm doing a lot of chasing work, I have this tendency to, like even in my shoulders, like I tense up a lot. Like I pull a lot into the core and I kind of tense up a lot. And so that kind of giving my hands a little flick, doing that, it's just kind of like reminding my body to loosen up, you know, to settle out, loosen up, take it easy, don't tense up, just as a wear component. I've spent a whole day before just as tensely locked up as you could be doing chasing work, and like physically I was sitting on a stool, so it wasn't like super laborious, right? It wasn't like I was, you know, jackhammering concrete or chopping, you know, out in the bush cutting up wood, you know, trees or something, but just that tension from just sitting there and being tense about the work that I was doing, right, all day, I was whooped, like absolutely destroyed. It took me like 2-3 days to recover because of the amount of energy my body was expending to just stay rigid, you know, for an 8-10 hour period. So, and I did about 10 hours that way. So if you can just imagine, take all your muscles and contract them together for 10 hours and hold it for 10 hours. That's kind of what I was doing unknowingly because I was so intensely focused on what I was doing. You know, it adds up to you. That shock on your body adds up.
Baka says, I shake like that after running the weed whacker.
Yeah, those, man, weed whackers are brutal sometimes.
Hello, Dogbone. Dwarf Star, Laura, good to have you.
Working so hard. I think I just lost, yeah, big.
Yeah, you dropped your
Big leaf.
50-pound leaf back there.
Yeah. Only in a blacksmith shop will that statement be said. All right, switch it over. One last one to do. Just giving it some shape, giving it some dimension, giving it some visual interest. What's going on, babe?
Let's see, Redbeard says, what are we making today?
We are continuing our process of making a cute little flower sculpture thingy.
Cute little sculpture flower thingy. Is that how the listing should be titled?
I don't know.
Etsy?
Flower,
Cute little flower sculpture
flower
thingy.
in a vase. So we made
There
the
we
little
go.
pipe vase and the flower stem. Previous live stream. Now we're working on the blossom. Hopefully get it all assembled today. And yeah. That's what we're making.
That's what we're making.
It's a little taste of what it tastes like.
Just so you guys know, if any of you haven't heard of our newsletter yet, it's called the Blacksmithery Bulletin. We are giving away a free digital download every month on that, and this month is the Beamhammer digital downloads. So check that out. We send it out like twice a month, pretty much, and it's kind of like got behind the scenes and links to our most current videos and things like that. So, and if you want to, I have a link to the exact page down in the description if you want to check that out later.
Yeah, be sure to check that out. Ah, that's pretty fun for a blossom. I think I'll leave that kind of like that, I think. Looks good, looks good. Pretty happy with how that's turned out. We'll let that be like that. Can they see that good?
Yep. This side could be on the inside or the outside.
This is on the inside, the show side.
Okay.
So, because this is, they'll have a rivet in here. I'm gonna chase in some other details here real quick. And this will be the inside.
Okay.
The bottom side won't have any detail just because it's not the show side.
Gotcha.
It'll just be basic.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how much cupping you were going to do to that, since when you use it in your other ironwork, you fully close it up.
Yeah, it won't be fully closed up. It'll be more open, like a little flower.
Okay.
Yep. I'll change this out for my straight fuller. Good to go.
Corey Shire says he's starting PT after surgery for a torn rotator cuff. He's out of the shop all summer long. That's a bummer.
Prayers for you, Corey. Hope you get to recover real quick, sir. No fun, rotator cuff surgery. That'd be the pits. That would be the pits. Yeah, speaking of beam hammers, so one thing I want to do, I actually just want to do, as I was telling Jess, beyond the treadle hammer back here, which I'm very proud of, my treadle hammer kit design. Beyond that, probably the funnest build I think I've ever done was the beam hammer in the old shop. That was just an absolute blast of a hammer to run. It was a lot of fun. I had to sell it. I sold it off just because in my old shop I didn't have any space. So there was like the power hammer and my welding table, and the distance was maybe about the width of Olga here. You know, about the length of Olga in between my welding table and the front of that power hammer. So I ended up having to sell it off. But I thought, since I've got the space in here, it would be really cool to make a really large beam hammer as a fun, you know, as a fun thing to do in the shop. And some people don't know this, but I do have a sawmill. So I have the ability, and I have the ability to go out into some woods and do some logging and be able to cut really large beams. So I'm thinking that it would be really fun and aesthetically pleasing in this shop if I built a really large beam hammer and had a lot of fun doing that. Maybe offered a digital download on that as well. And I'm probably just release that digital download out there for free. So just for the hell of it, just for fun. Because I think it would be a blast to do so. Because when I built that original hammer, I didn't have the CNC plasma bed. I didn't have that, and I didn't have a sawmill, so I just had to work off of construction lumber, standard lumber you could get from like Home Depot or Lowe's. I think it would be cool to be able to take and mill out my own beam, like you see some of those old gigantic hammers. There's a few videos that circulate around of guys that they have those like on old water wheel type hammers. I think those things are just neat. They're just fun as all get out. So I'm thinking I might do that at some point. That might be a wintertime build, late fall or wintertime build for here, because I think it'd just be a lot of fun to have that style hammer in the shop. What do you all think?
Stephen Padilla says, is the beam hammer the one with the Da Vinci cam?
The beam hammer is the one with, basically I have two different things. So the Da Vinci cam hammer uses a cam that has a lift and a drop method. So that's kind of like, technically that's a drop hammer. The beam hammer that I built has a rolling, it runs on rollers cam. So it's still an eccentric, it's still a cam, but it rolls on a bearing, like a roller bearing cam. And so that is very similar to old Bradley strap hammers or Bradley upright hammers cam system to them. And that's what the beam hammer used to run off of. And that's what my main shop hammer runs off of. And that is by far my favorite cam mechanism that I like to use. So I'm gonna probably go back with that same styling of cam. I have the ability to produce it in-house a lot better than way I did way back in the day. So be able to make a much better bearing system for myself to be able to install a pretty sick looking beam hammer. And I'm talking the type of like iron straps, and I'll forge the straps and put rivets through, and yeah, make it look cool. Make it look cool. All right, let's go to the anvil.
All right.
All right. Grip this just right. One line in, and I'm probably going to, off to one side. Yeah, I need to get this hot one more time to really chase this in nice. Yep. Hopefully you guys see where we're going with this. Can I see that all right?
Yep.
This side's done. This side, because it cooled down a little bit, has a tendency to jump over just a slight bit. So I want it to bite down in that and have a nice bite. So I'm going to stick it back in the fire, get this nice and hot, and take it that next little bit. Comments, Jess?
Yep. Debak Maker says, an arched beam so that the hammers hit straight down?
Nope. Just a regular beam. Oh.
Roger Caldwell says an old-fashioned beam hammer would be cool with the rough cut lumber.
Yeah. Oh. So I would actually like to touch base on that. This is something that I have seen go around a lot of power hammer, like power hammer enthusiast blacksmith groups on like Facebook. I get it. I get this kind of all the time on the internet about hammers. About things being in line, right, and forging. And the interest around having something that hits perfectly straight up and down is valid. There's a lot of valid points to have something that strikes in line, right? So whether it be an inline treadle hammer or a power hammer that has guides to it, right, versus something that swings on an arc like this. Obviously, to have something in line is a good thing. Now, is it superior? No, I don't think so. Because if you take you, for example, as a human being, what are you doing? What is this?
Swinging.
Is this in line?
No.
Or is this a swing arc?
It's a swing.
It's a swing arc. What about if you're working with a striker? If you're working with a striker, is he coming down in a tube, straight in line with your work, or is he swinging? Is it an arc? It's an arc. All that's an arc. So a beam hammer or a swing arm treadle hammer, they are the most closely related to working with a striker as you can work without a striker. I don't see, in my opinion, there's too much focus given to inline hammers, that power hammers, in order for them to be a good power hammer, they have to hit things directly, just square, open dies, straight up and down. Now, are they a good hammer for tooling? Yes. Do they do the job efficiently? Yes. Can they be great hammers in line? Yes. But don't discount swing arm hammers as if they are the redheaded stepchild of the blacksmithing world, because they're not. You swing not in line all the time. You are a swing arm hammer. That's what you do. So there's valid for both tools. People say, well, what about them hitting at a taper? Well, they'll always create a taper. You know how many rhombuses and weird tapers I see on people's power hammers that are straight in line? A bunch. It's user. You compensate. The power hammer doesn't make you a good smith. It's the smith that makes you a good smith. It's experience working at the power hammer. For instance, my power hammer, my home built main shop hammer that I've got, it is an inline. It goes like this. But it has its own quirks from being a home built hammer. It's not perfectly machined. I didn't go spend $20,000 on the unit, right? And so therefore it has its own little quirks. Me, using the hammer, I become attuned to those quirks. Like for instance, my dies, they're mild steel dies with a hard surface finish. So I used hard surfacing rod for the high carbon top. And because of that, it's a little soft underneath. They've kind of developed little sweet spots in them, right? They're still hard, they're good, but they've got like little divots, and I can actually take advantage of those. It would be great if they were perfectly flat milled, clean dies. Yeah, sure, that'd be awesome. But since they have a little bit of a sweet spot in them, I can actually, since I know my hammer, I know what I'm doing, I can use those sweet spots to my advantage on flat dies and pull out lobes on leaves and do a lot of other decorative or artistic type work with that particular hammer. So don't discount swing arm type hammers or power hammers or bypass them. I see this in a lot of power hammer threads. People are like, oh, those are good, but those aren't great machines. Like Bradley strap hammers, Bradleys put off swing arm type hammers for a long time before they bumped up to having something guided. And the guided hammers they came out with, the strap in the strap hammer portion of it is more of a dead blow. If you've ever used one, it has more, it doesn't have the same spring snap like a mechanical or, you know, like a tire hammer would, or like a Little Giant or a Moloch or something would. It doesn't have that spring like a slap. It has more of a like a pick up and a thump down. So it's kind of a, it's more of like a dead blow hammer. It hits a little different. And so it's up to you as a smith to use your tools to your greatest advantage. But you do have to take and use your tools. So if you have the opportunity to take and get, say you do see somebody selling a little small swing arm type power hammer. I've seen a lot that over the years that I wish I would have had the coin at the time to buy them. If you see somebody have those, you're like, well, that's a 50-pound, maybe a 100-pound hammer, but it's a, you know, it's an old Helve hammer. I'd rather have, you know, a 25-pound inline hammer and it's going to do better. No, it won't. The inline is just a different styling of hammer, and it's nicer for using tools under, maybe, but they all have their place in the world of smithing. I personally love my swing arm type hammers and or strap hammers.
Boar, Granddad, Animals, good to have ya.
Cool. Questions, Jess?
Yes. Heath Miller sent a $5 super chat and said, it's not the tool that makes the blacksmith, it's the blacksmith that makes the tool.
That's right. Thank you for serving my quote out there, sir. Thank you, thank you.
Stephen Padilla says, the price and complexity issues with the Abana inline makes me certain that I will start with a CCI product. If I am not mistaken, the Abana one is filled with lead shot, so it definitely is more like a dead blow.
Yeah, so the lead shots to get the weight up there. You know, depending on what type of the Abana one you talk about. They had a rusty one, I think, and that's a Helve hammer. So it's a Helve hammer, but it's inline, so it has an inline component to it. Again, strictly speaking, that's not necessarily needed. And a lot of operations that you use power hammers for, if we're really honest as smiths, most of the operations that start you into wanting to buy a power hammer in the first place is drawing out material, pulling out material. Now, that used to be the case. Maybe it's not anymore. With the knife making and everybody wanting to make Damascus and and make tooling and rounding hammers and stuff like that, if that's your aim, you're going to have to buy some serious equipment to be able to do it effectively. And you know, it used to be the standard for a hobbyist hammer. For somebody to get a hobbyist power hammer, it needed to remove at least 1 inch of material. And that's why 25-pound Little Giants became so darn popular and developed an occult-like following around 25-pound Little Giant power hammers, because they were the perfect, they were kind of 25 pound and 50 pound Little Giant power hammers because they're an upright hammer, they're inline, and they're small, real small footprint. And so they worked for a lot of like hobbyist shops. But those 25 pound Little Giants and those 50 pound Little Giants were not designed to make 2-inch billets of material. They weren't designed to work down 2-inch material. They were really designed for right around an inch thick of material to attack that effectively. 25 pound Little Giant even less than 1 inch, sub 1 inch material. So that's brief little history lesson on power hammers. Now that can be debated, but that's just from what I have seen in my career as a smith. That's what they were made for, according to their sales gimmick and stuff and everything in their little Sears and Roebuck catalogs and how they used to sell them, okay? But, so, strictly speaking, that's where this idea of inline, before that we had swing arc treadle hammers. They came down and the head was on a spring and it kind of came in at a tangent a little bit like this, but at least the dies closed flat, right? The dies closed flat. That was a progression, air quotes, from a sledgehammer, right, being a swing arm with a spring, kind of like what I've got with my treadle hammer kit, right? This is, at its hardest of hearts, this is a sledgehammer on a spring return, right? You can, now I've got my own designs in this to make this so much more than just a sledgehammer on a string and a spring, but the swing arc type treadle hammers, they were considered to be a step up. They had spots where you could put tooling in, removable dies to change tooling, yada yada, and they were considered superior. Then you go down the road, and then you have the inline type treadle hammers that have come out, ones with roller skate wheels. I believe those have been, by and large, attributed to Clay Spencer for an inline style treadle hammer. Now, does that mean that was the first time somebody ever tried to make an inline treadle hammer? No. A power hammer is just an inline treadle hammer without with a motor. So, and then that's considered to be far superior. You still got to use your leg to pull it down. It's still manual, but it hits straight up and down. I like to just challenge people to use what you got and don't give in to tool snobbery from anybody. So use what you got, use what you can afford, and don't give in to tool snobs that say something has to be a very certain way. There we go. Does that look neat?
Yeah, it does. I like that.
Cool. Go back to main cam. So I'll also preface this a little bit. I'd also like to say, same goes for me, right? I'm selling a treadle hammer kit. I sell a treadle hammer kit that's swing arm. All of my tools designs up to this point, or the majority of my power hammer designs that I've come out with have all been a beam hammer or a helve hammer styling, or the most of my hammers have been. And so therefore I'm biased. I'm biased towards those type of hammers. They're what I like. So someone who says, nope, inline's the best, you only have to go inline, always this, or self-contained power hammers, they're the best, they're the only thing, you're not a real smith unless you're using that. All that's hogwash and garbage. It's all garbage. It's all preferences. And chances are they probably got one they could sell you too. So, they've got a hustle. They would love to work on you. They would love for you to buy in to their spiel. They would absolutely love that. is saying, please, please come buy into my spiel. Don't be fooled. If you can get a good deal on a good hammer, any hammer, power equipment, and you think it's within your budget and it's within your shop space to do so, go for it. Go for it. But don't be turned down. Definitely, worst thing you can do on the face of this earth is go to an online blacksmithing forum and ask questions about your hammer after you buy it. They're gonna make it seem like you bought a pile of rocks that isn't worth nothing. So don't, that's literally the worst thing you can do. If I have any advice to any of you guys out there getting into power forging equipment, don't take other people's advice on power forging equipment. Read some reviews, look at it, say, will this suit my needs? Does the manufacturer say it will forge the size stock that I believe that I need it to do, its capacity? If it does, go with that. But don't go online and ask the hive mind for opinions, because you'll severely doubt your purchase almost 100% of the time.
High Desert says, how would a Clay Spencer type tire hammer compared to a Little Giant 25-pound power hammer?
Clay Spencer hammer, or Ray Klont's original design, Clay Spencer redesign power hammer of a tire hammer, will outwork a 25-pound Little Giant. That's just a fact. It's just a fact. Mainly the tire hammers from the Clay Spencer design, they are built a lot more robust than a 25-pound Little Giant. They generally have a lot more throw, and they have heavier ram weights because they're not a 25-pound hammer. Generally, their ram weights are anywhere from 50 to 75 pounds, depending on whether you buy it from somebody or you go take a class. They're between a 50-pound ram weight to a 75-pound ram weight, and I've used both, and I can tell you that it will straight out outperform a 25-pound Little Giant. But both can outperform you at the anvil, swinging all day when you need to draw out a bunch of bar stock. So just keep that in mind, right? It's kind of apples to oranges in a way. Now, I should say preference. That's my preference. That's just my experience, right? Who knows? There might be some really nicely redone, well-built 25-pound Little Giants that might outperform the tire hammer. But the ones that I have had experience running have all needed work of some kind. So there you go. What's up, babe?
Possum Sausage said, honestly, not having the room for a power hammer or even a treadle hammer has been a blessing. It's helped me learn better techniques for drawing out.
Yeah, it can be a blessing in disguise when you do that. So it can also be a hindrance at some point too. So it's kind of, there's pluses and minuses to anything. What would we say, probably 6 years? 6-ish, 7 years I did this without a power hammer of any kind. Just didn't have one. So, they are plentiful these days. They were not when I got into it. When I first started, they were not as plentiful. There was a big gap between you owning a power hammer and not owning one. And that gap was a large amount of money. And some old codger out there that had 10 of them on hand that he wasn't willing to let go of because they were his retirement plan. So I came into it at a much different time than the way it is now. Now, you all out there, you have more options than you know. More options than you know.
Seth, yes, there are double guillotine tools kits available. We have them as kits, and we also have a welded option.
I gotta move this camera.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move this camera and I'll keep answering questions.
Happy birthday, Danimals.
Hey, Danimals. Happy birthday.
Mike Couple says, are there any special considerations for finishing the wood on a hammer like that? Like a beam hammer?
Oh, on a beam hammer? Mm-hmm. Generally speaking, boiled linseed oil. Keep it oiled and it'll treat you right. So Wood's biggest problem is drying out. You know, if you get wood dry out, like especially like a large beam, you want to paint the ends. You want to prevent chinking, right? The faster it dries, the more prone it is to twisting and warping and splitting and chinking. So the biggest things with those is just, you know, keep them oiled up. So as the moisture leaves the wood and dries out, you add oil back into the wood, impregnate it with more and more oil. So where those fibers, the moisture was, you want to put oils back into. And so just keeping the hammer oily is what I have found to be the best thing to do. Boiled linseed oil seems to be a common thing. Turpentine, boiled linseed oil. Some would use wax, beeswax, and wax the surface down. Again, it's the moisture content that, think of it almost like a freeze-thaw cycle. The more moisture it gets in it and then it has to dry back out, it ends up causing it to warp or split or crack. So yeah, that's what I would say. Keeping a consistent moisture content in the lumber is the biggest thing for preservation. Also, picking a wood species that can handle up the abuse. So if you're using soft pines, they're not going to hold up as well as like an oak, right? And they're not as heavy duty as well. So that's just something to keep in mind, is that wood species, picking a good wood species is definitely a must.
Stephen Ranty says, good evening, guys. Glad I got here.
Hey, glad to have you here. All right, let's dome these up real quick, and then we're going to do a giveaway.
All right.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. Can they see that okay?
Yep.
So I've got a little wood block that fits here in the anvil. This is made by Cincinnati Forge and Tool Company. So I'm just going to use that to help dome my pedals. I'm putting the decorative side down because that's going to become my top, front. I'm doming the pedal that way. And then I'll curl this back forward just a little bit. Can they see that? So we're just making, can they see that? Yes,
yes.
or no?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you can see that I'm making that little S curve to that pedal there, which will make it really nice. So I'm going to go around and do that to all the pedals as I go around. And that's going to give us our kind of our final little shape there, and then I'll depress the center. So we'll flip this around, and I'll heat this up some more and do the rest of these pedals the same way. Real simple, easy project.
Creighton says, have you ever made any grilling tongs with the acanthus leaf ends?
Grilling tongs with acanthus leaf ends. No, I don't think I've ever made grilling tongs with acanthus leaf ends. I've made a fry pan with an acanthus leaf handle. I've made some acanthus leaf spatulas before, spatulas, ladles, that sort of stuff, but never made grilling tongs with acanthus leaf ends. Could turn out neat.
Keith says, Roy, what tool do you miss the most that you had to get rid of while you were confined in your old shop?
Ooh. That's a good question. I have had quite a few tool changes in that shop. I'm going to say probably the one that I missed the most from having to change from when I was confined in my old shop. About the only tool I can think of that I missed the most was that beam hammer I made. That was a fun tool. That's why I'm considering building another one for myself here in this shop and making it big and strappy and like gorgeous, like the old wood siding that you see here. You know, making it really fit in. Like, yeah, that's probably one of the things. I've kept most of my tools, you know, from that old shop. That one I built. And although I liked it, I built it without having the space for it. So I had to get rid of it. So that's, I would say that's probably the one I probably missed the most. All right, back to the anvil cam.
Okay.
questions, Jess?
Yep. Keith asked, how has the handle on that small rawhide mallet held up if you still use it? Mine broke, but mine was oak. Don't remember what yours was made from.
It's still holding up well. In fact, I still have it. Let me grab it here. We got the main cam?
Yep.
Okay. We'll go back to the anvil cam real quick.
Okay.
It's got a chink in it on the end, a split right here, at the very bottom. It's holding up well. Again, you keep it oiled up, as I do. I keep my tools fairly oily, and I use them a lot, so it's held up well.
New World Hoarder says, in these difficult times financially, which fuel is the most economical for a forge for a new starter who won't run it for long?
I'm calculating the cost here.
Kind of depends partly on where you're at also.
So if you're just getting started and you're going to have kind of like your time short, right? You know, maybe, hey, after you tuck the kids in bed, you know, you got an hour or two to be able to go out in the shop and do something. I'm going to say gas. Gas is probably going to be your most economical. Is it the most economical? No. It is not the most economical. Gas prices, you know, for propane and stuff, it costs a good amount of money to take and run propane, and so it's definitely not the most economical forge to run out there. Now, you can do production work in it, you can do small things in it, you can do, you know, there's ways you can turn the gas down, you know, you can turn all the pressures down to a degree, you can make the fire chamber smaller. There's a lot of things you can do to make gas run more efficiently or be more economical. It is my belief that it will always be the cheapest is coal or coke. Now, the way the world's climate's changing, you know, and I'm not talking actual climate, I'm talking about the political climate and the nonsense around green energy, and everyone's focused on all that. Coal is bad, right? Death, black lung, it's all terrible for you. Burning anything that has to come out of a mine or be mined when mines are getting more and more shut down means ultimately that price is going to go up over time, right? Until people naturally lean more towards your propanes or your gas or your fuels, right? Supply, demand, right? So as the supply runs out, the demand goes up, you know, and things are just going to get more expensive. So with that being said, you just starting out. You're not out there forging for 19 hours a day, right? Or you know, 8-hour forging sessions, 6 days a week, right? That's not your thing. You maybe got a couple hours here or there. Gas is probably going to be your cheapest entry-level option to get into this craft. Mainly because there's a limitless amount of gas forge designs and types and access to gas forges out there. You can go and get a propane bottle filled anywhere, basically, right? You can run off a barbecue propane tank all the way up to a 100-pound cylinder, or pipe off the gas that's going straight into the house, if you know how to do that. There's a lot of ways that you can make that gas. It's really the most accessible, and so therefore that will make it the cheapest. If you get into something that's cheaper than gas to run, which would be like an induction forge, you have a trade-off. You have a much higher upfront cost for the machine. To buy the machine, to buy the coolers, to take and keep it serviced, higher electronic components to go down and mess with, right? If something breaks down or whatever, you can't work on it. You have to send it back to the factory or whatever. And so there's some downsides to that, but dependingly, kilowatt hour per kilowatt hour, electricity is probably the cheapest type of forge, period, on earth that you could go with if you can get an induction forge. But the forge itself is going to cost you an arm and a leg, not to mention maybe the electrical service upgrade and everything else like that. Those are my own personal thoughts on it. If you can stomach it, I would get coal. I would have coal, and I would have gas. If you're in a suburban environment, just get gas. Just get gas. Heck, you can even do a covert forge and put your gas forge in a barbecue grill. You're not out. You ain't got a forge. You're barbecuing. You're barbecuing. You know. So if you're in a, like I said, if you're in an urban environment, gas forge is probably going to be a better option for you. If you're out in the country and you have access to it in good coal country, I would suggest coal. Coal's going to be cheap, super cheap. You can stove up a fire and you can run out of a 20-pound sack of coal for several days, 2, 3, 4 days off of 20 pounds of coal. Especially with as much as you're using it, you might be able to run a month on a 50-pound bag of coal. So it's always going to be cheaper, in my opinion, when that.
Captain Corp America pointed out it's cheaper to fill your propane tanks at a fill station rather than swapping out a tank.
Yeah, exactly, because you get it kind of per gallon price, not just for a swap. Giving this a little bit of adjustment to make it look like I want it to look. All right. Up nicely. There. Everybody see how that turned out?
Yep.
Get these big bulky tongs out of the way. What do you think, hon? They come out good?
Yeah. Yeah, it's got some nice shape to it. Very nice.
That's going to look real pretty, I think, on our little stem there. Bring that over. It's going to go real nice on our little flower stem vase thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep, it will.
It'll look nice. Cool.
James says the leaf is looking good.
Sweet. What's that?
The leaf is looking good.
The leaf is looking good. Thank you, thank you.
Keith says beautiful.
Sweetness.
Shade Tree says looks amazing.
Thank you, Shade Tree.
Otis Grint says nice.
Thank you, thank you.
Nabaka Vedi Nas. Nas? Nas.
I'm waiting for the honest one to come in. It's garbage. Throw it away, start over.
Keith says, has an ivy look to it.
Yeah.
Let's see, it looks like we're sitting about an hour and 10 minutes in at 6:15.
Okay. Yep, running a little bit on the longer side, aren't we?
Yeah.
Give me a second, I'm trying to find the right tongs for this.
I think they enjoyed the unintentional Roy rant.
Did they enjoy the Roy rant?
Yeah, yeah. Tabaka, you started it.
Yeah, anybody who knows me knows that I'm not into tool snobs. I'm not into gatekeeping. That is one thing I'm really against. And sadly, I've seen this past month a lot of that in online forums, and yeah, across the internets in my perusings. And for me, that just bugs me. I don't like the idea of blacksmiths being gatekeepers. So it's just something that bugs me personally to see. I like to encourage new smiths. Now, I don't like to encourage new smiths to do dumb stuff, right? You do need to listen to people who have more wisdom than you in a craft, in a particular craft. You know, you do twice as much listening as you do speaking. But there are some quote-unquote professional smiths out there, and experienced smiths that here recently should know better than to put down greenhorns or new guys that are just coming to the craft, because they were once that way too, without a $30,000 power hammer or a $70,000 whatever in their shop. So I don't appreciate seeing that. I'm in the unique position I can't name names, so I won't do that. But but that's something. It's not really my fight, not my battle. So I like to just encourage guys out there. If you're just getting into it, you know, like I said, take everything under advisement, but don't take everything everyone says just because they've been at it 40 years as the absolute gospel truth, because it's might not be. It might just be an opinion. That's something you'll have to, if you're in this craft, you're going to have to suss out for yourself and learn to get real good at doing, sniffing out all the BS that's out there. What's an opinion and what's a cold hard fact. So just good luck to you. Good luck to you. Just tell them Roy said. Well, Roy said. Like, I hate that guy.
Steven asked, are you still using the Mr. Volcano forges?
Yep, got one here. That's what we're using this evening. Mm-hmm. Have no clue why they discontinued, but making their forges, but I've got one. And then once it wears out, I'll keep the burner and I'll pitch the body and I'll make a different one. Uh-huh. That'll work out good.
Even a Mr. Coffee?
Oh. Okay. I need to actually adjust my camera. Darn. I forgot. Filming is hard. Filming and trying to film and demonstrate is difficult. This is difficult. Did you say Mr. Coffee came in?
Yep, he sure did.
Hello, Mr. Coffee. Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Glad to hear she's doing good, Keith.
Who's that?
Keith. I asked how Lauren was. He said she's doing good. 33 weeks this week.
Awesome. Glad she's doing well. All right, I'm going to roll this little pipe edge real quick, and then we'll give away stuff.
Okay, all right.
I just wanted to progress this along to a point.
Gotcha.
This might be a three live stream kind of deal. All right.
3 parts.
To the anvil, please.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to roll out this inside edge of this pipe. My hand's probably right in the way. It sure is. Just flaring the pipe out. It's really my only goal here. See how that's looking? Mm-hmm. So we're flaring that out.
Good evening, Wayne.
Say what?
Said good evening, Wayne.
Good evening, Wayne.
Harold Hodgkinson says replaced his 96 PW anvil with a 248-pound double horn German anvil. What a difference.
What's that?
Harold Hodgkinson went from a 96-pound anvil to a 248-pound double horn German anvil.
Woo!
Said it makes a big difference.
Oh yeah, mass does make a difference, don't it? Straightened up. Boom. The wider we flare that bottom, the better off we'll be.
Uh-huh.
I've got a little more flaring to do to be happy with it. So I'll stick that back in the fire and go again. Stop the rest of it from moving. I'll grip it from the side and cool off the rest of it. And watch out for my chimney steam.
Scott Marwood says, I've been lucky enough to acquire a 125-pound Peter Wright, a 205 John Brooks, and a 247 Hay Budden. Based on quality, which one would you let go of?
Run those by me one more time.
120-pound Peter Wright, 205 John Brooks, and a 247 Hay Budden.
Which one's the nicest one? Keep that, and then you can sell the rest. They won't be your only anvils in your life. So, or sell all three and get you a really, really nice brand new one. You've got options. It's nice to be able to acquire those. Some people are Peter Wright fans, and they will tell you Peter Wright all day long. Just keep the Peter Wright. You know, John Brooks, I don't know much about those anvils myself. I don't have much to, I'm not a brand snob, so couldn't tell you. And then the other one was, what was that one again? The other one was?
John Brooks.
John Brooks and
Hay Budden and
Hay
Peter
Budden.
Wright.
Yep. And Hay Budden, again, Peter Wrights, Hay Buddens, both made good anvils, so either one's great for forging. I just pick the best out of the three and go with that. Congrats. Oh, I missed my chance. The internet does it to me all the time. I missed my chance. Must be nice. I should have hit him with the must be nice, that's what. I missed out, Jess. Darn it.
Maybe
Opportunity lost. How could you let that one slip by me, babe?
Yeah, missed out.
Oh, it sits nice. Not too bad.
Yes.
Rotate
Town
around.
Guard. What is going on in here, lads?
What's that?
Town Guard asks, what's going on in here, lads?
Oh, we're doing a little blacksmithing this evening. That's what we're doing.
He says you already have so many fancy tools, Roy, that you can't say that phrase.
Yeah, is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Yeah. Thank you for keeping me humble, Keith. Thanks for keeping me humble. Ah, good enough. All right, I can let that cool now. And we can give some stuff away.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And then I'll go drill a hole. And after I get done drilling a hole, we go in the blossom, then we can rivet it together.
Okay.
Sound like a plan?
Yep, sounds like a plan.
And then the next month's live stream, we'll do the final finish bit to it. We'll go ahead and fully finish it out. So
Okay.
that way we're good to a goes. I'll let that cool off over there. While it does that,
No, our shop doesn't have AC, Dwarf Star.
nope, unfortunately not.
We just live in the north, so we get natural AC, I guess.
Yeah. Except for a couple days ago. That was brutal and very unkind. Very, very unkind. Was not a fan. Was not a fan. 10 out of 10, will never recommend. Whew, we'll shut that off for a second while we do the giveaway portion. Sound good?
Sounds good.
I don't have to yell over it.
Yeah,
It probably sounds real quiet on camera now, don't it?
probably.
Okay. Almost out of water. Get some more.
Let me refill that for you. Oh, you got it over
I
there.
got a water jug over there.
Okay.
right. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and do the giveaway. But before we jump right into that, I do want to take a remind everybody, we will be having a members live this evening. It'll be right around 9:30-ish, from about 9 till about 10:30 for our channel members. So if you are a channel member, be sure to put that on there. We will be having a special members live for you all, and you know how those go. So hopefully channel members can join us there. So I just wanted to put that out there to you. All of these items have been bought, have been purchased, have been made by your all's generous contributions, from the channel members to the people who do the super chatting, and to everybody who supports us through buying their blanks and stuff through our website, blacksmithingblanks.com. We do appreciate you guys doing that. In fact, because we were so blessed at the AACB conference to be able to have a lot of people come by and buy a lot of blanks from us while we were there, that's what allowed me to do some shopping for these giveaway lives and be able to buy some Andrew Larson hammers. And I also bought the Fiery Furnace Forge hammer that was given in the last live stream as one of the special giveaway items. And it also allows us to do things like give away our guillotine tools and stuff like that. So thank you all for that support, and we do greatly appreciate it. So let's go to camera number 2, Jess.
All right.
I want to show off this beautiful little number here. This 2-pound Andrew Larson made cross peen hammer. Isn't that just so nice? He tried his hardest to give me a rounding hammer. He tried his hardest to get me to buy a rounding hammer. And then I told him, I said, hey, there's something wrong with your pricing. The rounding hammers cost more than the far superior hammer of that cross peen that's laying there on your table. And he kind of scrunched his nose at me. He didn't like that. So I love messing with guys that rounding hammers. He does make some really, really amazing quality tools. The face is really nice and shiny. Super lively hammer. Someone's really going to enjoy getting this. I believe this is a 12-inch hammer handle here, 12 to 14-inch hammer handle. I'm not sure how he measures his hammers. I could probably get that out. It's longer than 12. It has to be longer than 12. No, it's 12. It's a 12. It's like 12 and a half inches. So not too shabby. Really nice blonde wood hammer. As you can see there. There's all the specs. There's all the features. Ain't that gorgeous?
I believe that's the same one that I have too, isn't it? Over at the anvil I use.
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah.
Yep, very similar.
Yeah,
so that's what we're going to draw for now. The way this works, for those of you who are new here and have not been around before, we go to the main cam, Jess.
Okay.
For those of you that have not been around here before, the way this works is you simply drop a comment in the comment section. As you're commenting, Jessica will scroll one name at random. She'll scroll up and down at random, find one name, and that's the person who gets the hammer. And then you have 24 hours to collect your prize. And there is a contact email down in the description, and we need your birthday, we need your general specifics like your address, phone number, that sort of stuff. So this way we can input all that data and ship it to you. So we can put that data on the label and get it shipped to you. So that's what is required to win. Pretty simple, right? You don't have to go over here. You don't have to go follow me on other social media platforms. You don't have to do nothing, no hoop jumping. You just have to be actively engaging as one of the community members here. So that's pretty simple, huh?
It is, yeah.
I think it's simple. What do you think?
That's about as simple as it gets.
I think so. Oh, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and rat-a-tat-tat the anvil. When I come to a halt, Jessica will draw one name at random. And one last thing on that, all the details about every live stream ever since the dawn of us starting making and doing YouTube content is all in the description of the video. If you don't know where that's at, watch some tutorials on YouTube on how to find the description of a video and just go to the description. It has everything worked out there for you. So be sure to read the description. So, all right. Good?
Yes, we're good.
Everybody commenting?
They are. They are.
Yeah.
Wearing out their
Feverishly?
little thumbs. Yes, I would say
Yeah?
feverishly.
Are they starting to sweat yet in their hot south that they like being in?
My guess would be yes.
Yeah? Good. I hope your digits are getting sweaty. I hope your knuckles are rubbing together in an unpleasant way. Who do we have, Jess?
We have Roger Caldwell with Hammer, Hammer, Hammer.
Hey, Roger Caldwell. About time you win one, buddy. Roger Caldwell, you're the winner of this Andrew Larson 2-pound crossbeam hammer. Congratulations. Oh, you want to see the difference, by the way? Here, I'll show you this. This is mild steel on hard anvil top. This is hardened, properly hardened steel. That's how you tell a difference. This is mild. Hardened. It's good to have a hardened hammer. It really is for that type of work. Congratulations, Roger Caldwell.
Also, Michael Gissy, thank you for the $50 shipping donation.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Michael. Much appreciated. God bless you. Thank you for that. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and give away some sticker packs.
All right.
Want to do 3?
This one's, yeah, we'll do 3 packs. It's a variety, so, yep.
It's a variety pack.
It's a
So
variety
let's go to
pack.
camera 2.
All right.
I'll show off some of this sweet variety. Of course, you have a Christ-centered Ironworks sticker. You have a Forge On sticker. You have a Winner Winner Chicken Dinner sticker. That's a classic one right there.
It is,
100K
yeah.
subs. That was
last
for our
year.
100K celebration. This is limited edition right there.
It is limited edition.
The Great Blacksmith Christmas giveaway 2022. If you weren't there,
Yep,
well,
we still have a stash of those.
we still have a little stash of those.
These are just some bonuses.
Year of the Forge, also in 2022, when we gave a bunch of these Mr. Volcano gas forges away. We also have this great little anvil and tongs sticker that's on metal, and then also a blacksmithsupply.com sticker. Yeah, we got one of those giveaways as well.
We do. It's a variety. Yeah, the Dave's Iron and Things sent us the anvil and tongs.
Okay, go back to the
one
main
and
camera.
Yep, and the other
So-
anvil one.
All right, so we're drawing for the sticker packs now. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 3 times, and Jessica's going to select 3 different names. Sound good?
Yep, sounds good.
All right. Say something like, sticker me please. 3, 2, 1, go. Who's the first?
David Henderson with Woo Stickers.
David Henderson, congratulations. You got some stickers. Contact, email down below. You know what to do. All right. I'm going to draw for the second name. We ready?
All right, yep, ready.
3, 2, 1. Who do we have?
That was quite musical. Adam Bowen with Sticker.
Adam Bowen. Congratulations, Adam Bowen. You're going to get a sticker pack if you contact us in the next 24 hours through the contact email down below. And last one. Who do we have?
We have Shade Tree Forging with Pretty Neat.
I don't think he was wanting a sticker. Shade Tree Forging, it is pretty neat. You're going to get some stickers if you contact us in the next 24 hours through that contact email down below. Boom! C-frame guillotine tool.
C-frame's nice.
The classic. The kit.
That's right. It is
The weld together.
probably the highest selling item at our website.
The option. The only option. The cheapest kit available for C-frames, guillotine tools. On the internet, period. Challenge you to find cheaper.
That's right.
Challenge you.
Sending that to the
All
top.
right.
There we go. Yep.
Good?
Yep.
Good.
That's right. And
All right.
yes, those were some stickers from the past.
Yeah. Do you have a slide
Oh, and
for
he
the
said,
C-frame?
Heck yeah. Yes. Give me a second.
Is
to
the
find
C-frame
it.
or the other ones? Yes or no?
Guillotine tool.
You're
Yes, there it
slacking.
is.
1 month off and you're slacking. I tell you what, we might have to do these more regular.
It is the
Get
first.
you practiced.
It was already preloaded. No, there it is. It's the first one that shows in this video clip. That is the C-frame
Yep.
in front of the forge.
We'll
Yep.
be giving one of these away now. You can find these if you don't win over at our website, blacksmithingblanks.com.
We gotta have like pre-record that with Thomas.
We
Just
do.
have like a little
We do.
sound effects thing going on.
All right. Well, I was showing it off to camera number 2, but she never switched. But that's okay.
I was on the blacksmithingblanks.com page.
That's okay. All right. You can find it over
Okay.
there. We don't need a switch. It comes in a kit now. There you go. They've seen the kit. All right.
It's
We can go back to
plastic.
the main cam.
covered in
Okay.
plastic.
We're going to have to start doing these more often, some practice streams or something. Getting a little rusty there, my wife.
All right.
Getting a little rusty. You got to keep up with this old man.
Keep up with the times.
I'm peppy. I'm quick.
You are.
Fast.
So fast.
All right. We ready?
Yes.
Let's draw for this now.
All right.
Put something in the comment down below.
We
we
landed
have?
with C&J Forge with C-frame.
C&J Forge, congratulations. C&J Forge, you won a guillotine tool from us, C-frame guillotine tool. Get with us through that contact email down in the description, and we will have that shipped out to you pronto.
Pronto?
Pronto. Prontovillo. Do you have pictures of these single bay and double bay guillotines? Jessica.
Let me see. I'm going to click on the word guillotine tool. I'm going to see what pops up.
Uh-oh.
I know that was the previous guillotine tool. Let me click on a different one. That one's
Not the
black.
one of me in a shower cap. No.
I do not have pictures of these loaded up, so no.
No, you don't have one of those loaded up.
I do not.
All right, we can go.
Camera 2?
Yep, go to camera 2-ish, maybe. I don't know.
Ish.
Kind of looks terrible.
Going to ish.
See here. Yeah, that doesn't really show off very well. It shows off just fine on the main cam. Let's go to the main cam.
Okay.
Trust us, folks. This is not our first rodeo. We have done this before. We promise you. So, big difference in this guillotine tool that is also a C-frame type styling of a guillotine tool, although quite a bit different, is this guillotine tool has a lever lift system. So you can lift this up and set it on your piece and then go to whacking it. You can watch our previous live stream that we did on this. It makes it for really easy doing that. Excuse me. So we got the lever lift type situation, and that is our single frame or our single bay guillotine tool. One of the other benefits it has is it has some holes in the bottom where you can knock the die out if it gets stuck, and you can choose multiple locations where you weld on your hardy stem. Also, a new tab and slot design that I've made with this makes it really easy to put together with the minimal amount of clamping up. So, you know, with just a few C-clamps, you can have this thing clamped up very quickly and welded together, and it really doesn't take too long at all to do that. This is a fun weld-together type guillotine tool project. Comes with everything you need except for your pin that will go through your die, and it doesn't come with drill. The blank is just a die stock blank that you have to cut and shape to your own will. So that is the single bay guillotine tool that we'll be giving away now. And I might as well go ahead and grab the double bay guillotine tool. I got one that's lime green, but I'm going to grab the one that has the dies already in it. The difference with that is now you're looking at the double bay guillotine tool. A double bay guillotine tool that we'll be giving away after the single bay guillotine tool. It does everything that the single bay guillotine tool does and more, but this time it has, you just might as well stay on the main cam.
Okay.
Can they not see it that well or what?
Well, now it's gray. And
Now it's gray. You want to see it on the...
It's kind of gray and far away,
All right,
so...
Well, I can't really rotate it towards them in the,
Okay.
even on the secondary cam, but
Okay.
we do it that way maybe. There you go. That'll work.
works.
Go to
Yes.
secondary cam.
Okay. We're there.
Good?
Yep.
All right. So the double bay guillotine tool, it has all the features of the first one, except now you have a whole extra die that you can work with. So we'll be giving one of these away here after we do the single bay one. Same tabbed up design where it's got a slot and tab design to weld everything up to make that easy. You can also, this has the additional benefit, you can pull out your dies in the back, and now you have an extra deep throat for working wide pieces in your guillotine tool as well, and you can work with just one die in there. This really speeds up the production time when you are making things like tenons, That's predominantly what caused me to want to design this tool, is making tenons a lot easier. I can come from a set of butchering dies, butcher in to set off my shoulder, and then I can come over and I can draw out that and then round it up and have a tenon done in roughly a heat, really nice and easily by hand at the anvil. So yeah, plus they're just kind of fun. They're just fun to play with. As you can see, it doesn't take much force at all.
It's the Blacksmith's fidget toy.
Yeah, yeah. It's the Blacksmith's fidget spinner. That's what it is. So yeah, so those are what we'll be giving away now. So I'm going to go ahead and give away a single bay, and then I'll give away the double bay. So we go back to the main cam?
Yep.
Good. All right. People pretty excited about that?
They are. They are. Very excited.
All right. All right. So this is for the single bay option. We give this away now. And 3, 2, 1, go. Who do we have, Jess?
Redbeard's Forge with sweaty digits hard at work.
Redbeard's Forge, congratulations. You are a winner of a single bay guillotine toolkit from us here at Christ Center Ironworks. You and your sweaty digits that are hard at work. Oh, I love that. Oh, all right, ready to go for number 2?
Yep. I'm just penning it. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
If I can do that, the comments are flying so fast.
Oh, they're flying so fast.
Okay. Yep, we're good.
Redbeard's Forge was the winner, right?
Yep, for the single
Redbeard's
bay.
Forge for the single bay guillotine tool. 24 hours. Contact us, or else we give it to someone else. That's how that works. We ready?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so now this one's going to be for the double bay, the one I just showed off, or the last one I just showed off. We are going to be giving away one guillotine toolkit of that. So, ready?
Ready.
Set. And off to the races. Get them sweaty digits typing.
We landed on Wiley with double bay guillotine.
Wiley, congratulations, Wiley. Double bay guillotine toolkit is all yours to possess if you get with us within 24 hours through that contact email in the description. The description.
I like the funny little things they drop in there. Like, that's what he says. Double bay any day.
I like those. By the way, you don't get anything if you come up with a funny saying, but you do get style points. So if you come up with a funny saying, that doesn't increase your chances of winning anything because it is at random. But we will all laugh with you, and you get major style points and a coolness factor. So
That's right. That's right. Imaginary high five to the camera. Well, I guess it wouldn't be imaginary. It'll happen.
did that happen in your head?
It did.
Was it all in your head? Was it all imaginary, Jess?
Yeah. I was picturing somebody like slapping a high five to their phone.
Do the schnozberries taste like schnozberries?
Yes, they do. They do. I guess. I haven't liked wallpaper, but.
All right. Awesome. Well, congratulations to all the winners.
That's right. Yep. Yep. Recap again. Those were Roger Caldwell, Redbeard's Forge, Wiley, CNJ Forge, David Henderson, Adam Bowen, and Shade Tree Forging.
Make sure you get with us through the contact email down below.
Woohoo. Camera 2.
Pay attention to what we're
All
doing.
right. Just preparing my poem.
All right.
Very nice.
I got to get this connected. That's
Okay.
my goal. So
Okay.
we're not ready for poem yet.
Okay.
There we go. So I just did a center punch mark. Now I got to go drill this out real quick. So I'm
Okay.
going to do that while Jessica talks to you
I
at random and
will-
tells you a random yarn.
I will improvise.
Improvise,
This
my
is
dear.
the go, Jess, go. Okay. Well, new news around the place. Roy is working on my studio build, says Ann, if he's looking over there. Yeah, so my shop space is coming along really well, and we're getting pretty much close to putting up the interior wall boards. So it's got electricity, it's got some lights. I guess they're temporary lights because I'm going to probably put in track lights that are directional. That way I can use them, point them however I need to. And it's going to be really nice. Yeah, it's going to be used for my enameling and also some photography. So I'm trying to kind of keep somewhat of an open floor plan, like one half, like it's one fairly large room. So like one half is going to be the enameling space, and the other half I'm like going to have 2 walls that I'm going to leave open for backdrops, probably a wooden table for using, putting props on for photography and things like that. Speargrass, yes, that is the barn attic studio. You can't quite see it, but it's just beyond that ladder. Oh, it's over on that side. Just beyond that ladder. He's been working on it quite a bit here recently, which I'm really, really excited about. He started it back in November, December, so that's really good that he's getting back to it. Thank you, Tim O'Connor, for the $5 shipping donation. Stephen Padilla, I need to send you a copy of The Bladesmith's Daughter. Is that a poem? Redbeard, yes, I am glad that it's coming along good too. Stephen Ranty, my enameling, I did do a little bit the other day. Sometimes I only do it once a month. I've been doing some tea light candle holders, which I really like how those turn out. And then I have a few bowls in progress. Like I got the counter enamel done on the back, and then the front's ready for enameling and decoration. So yes, yep, it will keep me busy. When is he putting in stairs for you? Eventually. I mean, I'm okay with the ladder. But yeah, sometimes it's a little tricky picking stuff up the ladder. We have a bunch of storage totes up there on the other half of the loft that's like my photo props and stuff like that. Yep, James, I do some jewelry. I will do another full-length enameling video when I have this shop space up and going. So I've been wanting to do some videos and some tutorials and whatnot. So definitely have plans for that. Dabaka, no, we're not going to have an elevator, I don't think. Steven says, my wonderful wifey Pooh and I are moving out of the city and getting several acres in the mountains. We're planning to put a couple of shipping containers down and build our shops. Awesome.
Very cool.
Awesome. We had considered a shipping container for my shop, and then ultimately decided to just forego that and use the loft. So, yep. Oh, that's cool, Steven. Yeah, I'd like to see a copy of that. Is Roy going to install a dumbwaiter? That would be cool.
A what?
A dumbwaiter.
A dumbwaiter. No.
He's done some sort of, I'm not sure, the thing with the chain, a gantry or something. He's got something up there now to help lift heavy stuff up. Nope, not Thunder. He's getting the forgery started and over there filing away, getting his tenon cleaned up.
Just clean the tenon up a little bit.
New World Hoarder. I don't have a rolling mill. I've thought about getting one. You've got a couple of Durstams. Cool. I don't have one. I've seen, there's this one gal I follow, Twisted Turtle Studios. She actually makes a bunch of plates to use with rolling mills that look pretty neat. James says, my wife is into jewelry. That's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of expression you can go with that. Roy is the waiter. That's right. We have...
Hey, now.
For those of you who have seen our tent that we go camping in, sometimes we post a picture on Instagram, and some of you guys saw us at Quad State last year. The tent is about 75 pounds, and it's in this big case that's like, I don't know, it's at least 4 foot. So it's kind of big and bulky and heavy to lift, and like, you know, the bottom of that's like at least 10 foot up in the air. So it's like somebody up there trying to grab it, and one of us down there trying to push it. Well, Roy's the one pushing it up, but trying to grab it and get it over the ledge has been tricky.
All right, I think I'm there. I'm just getting everything set up so I be in good shape. I think I can get it done with all the tools I have out right now. All right, so what I've done is I had my tenon really close to dimensions using the Guillotine tools last live stream. Everything's together there. This is a perfect job for a rosebud on a torch. Very quick and easy to do this with a torch, but I'm going to use it. Maybe you don't have a torch, so I'm going to show you how to do it just out of a gas forge. So you want to make sure that the tenon, if you're doing it in this particular direction where we've drilled a hole and we've done this, if you have to use this method, you want the tenon to fit slightly loose, not sloppy, but you want that tenon to be able to freely spin around inside the hole that you've drilled for the blossom. The reason for that being is this metal is going to expand when hot and contract when cold. So if this is really tight going on there while this is cold, as soon as you heat this up, it won't fit in that hole at all. So using this method, you have to leave a little bit of tolerance in the fit there. So it's got to be a little looser than what you would do normally when we're doing this. So what method are we going to use? We're going to put this stem and focus the hottest portion of our flame right on this tenon. We're going to pull it out, go over to the vise, lock it in the vise, slip our bloom on, and then we're going to peen up the end here and go ahead and drive this rivet up home, and then that'll become the center portion of our blossom, and then hopefully everything will sit all pretty like, and we'll do the remainder of our stuff to make it look really neat. So
cool.
That's that. So we're going to go ahead and grab this pair of tongs, and I'm going to stick this in the hottest portion of the fire, and I will take some more questions.
All right. See, it's Twisted Turtle Studios. So sorry, I don't know what results they decided to show you, but Twisted Turtle Studios. Yeah, they do rolling mill plates and jewelry blanks in copper, roughly 20 gauge, I think. Everybody's talking about their dinners. Somebody's having meatloaf.
So no one has comments, huh? No questions?
No questions at the moment.
Okay.
Stephen Padilla says, my wife makes fused glass jewelry and art. We both enjoy woodworking. She will have a studio on one side, and I will have a smithy on the other, and there will be a large space between for both of us. That's cool. I did a fused glass jewelry class last year, and I liked it. And I got gifted a bunch of various glass panes, like colored glass. I think it's 90 COE. And so we've occasionally, me and my middle daughter will tinker around cutting some pieces and make some little things out of it. Nabaka says, well, I did tell y'all the inevitable food thread has begun. The meatloaf, the shepherd's pie.
It's always got to begin, huh?
It does.
Oh. All right, let's go to the now vice cam.
Okay.
Jess?
All right. And Keith, thank you for the $5 super chat.
Thank you. So we're going to lock this into the vise. Put our bloom on there. Tap it down until it sits. And I'm using a really lightweight hammer to spread this out. Because we want to have a lot of spread and reduce the amount of bending we get out of the stem. And that one was a little long, so I'm going to end up having to take a second heat on that. But you guys can see how we're going there. Mm-hmm. Attaching it there.
Yeah. Very nice.
Get that heat it up one more time.
Granddads wants to know, Roy, in the smithy, what's your favorite smell?
Favorite smell in the smithy? Coal. It's one of my favorite smells. And all the world, love smelling a good green coal fire burning in the morning. Something about it, just like, it's the very first thing that attracted me to smithing, really, was that smell, you know? Because it's just not a common odor that you would smell in normal everyday life, you know, going around the city or whatever. You would never encounter that. So I just like that smell.
Eric says his favorite smell has to be melting flux.
Melting flux. Listen at these people, hon. Bunch of hams. What maroons? Okay, she's trying to slip down through the vise. There we go. Nice. I'll end up sanding that up just a little bit to straighten that out and change my bloom angle up a little bit. But you guys get the idea where we're going with it. What do you think?
Nice.
Look nice?
Yeah.
I'll have to play with that just a fuzz to get it the way I would like, but we are out of time for this live stream, so I will just set that up, and then we will do the final finish work in next month's live. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Pretty cool or what?
Yeah.
No welds in this, except for, well, whenever they welded the pipe together, so
Yeah.
it was welded for that, but no welds in the otherwise in this piece. So it's all connected with traditional methods. Pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
Not too bad. It's coming out good. It could have done for a leaf or an extra
Yeah.
set of
Little
3 or
something
something.
extra.
There's room for improvement, but sometimes simple is best. Sometimes simple is best.
I think
So,
it would be challenging to get 3 stems in there.
Yeah, the little hammer that I was using, this is a newer hammer to me. I just figured I would use it. It still has a factory face on it. I probably need to dress that off nice and smooth. So it was leaving a couple little bite marks on the leaves that I'm not happy about. So I'll have to planish those out and do a little quick sand to get rid of those little bite marks. But yeah, it's all good. It was a lot of fun. Lots and lots of fun. Put that together.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we finish it next week, it'll be pretty great, won't it?
Next stream?
Yep, next stream. Next stream, not next week.
Yeah.
Next stream, we will finish that off for the world to see,
That's right.
which will involve a little bit of copper pouring. So I'll have a bit of poured copper.
While we're doing that, I could always break out. We could always, I'd probably have to buy in some stuff. I was gonna say those ceramic molds, we could always try pouring some copper into those at the same time.
Yeah.
While we got the copper flowing.
We could.
We could. Speargrass says, can anyone else smell when steel starts to burn? I know I have messed up when I smell that.
No, I think that's just you, Speargrass. But then again, who knows?
Yep.
All right.
Comrade Fire Chaps.
Comrade Fire
Couldn't
Chaps.
forget that.
Yeah, during the summer, I don't wear those as much. I wear just a little light apron, just a little thin light apron, usually during the summer. So just because I do not like heat. Heat is not my friend, except when it's on my metal in my forge. I am not a big fan of sweating like crazy for ever and ever and ever. I've had to done it. I still have to do it when I have to. But that's not the way I like to do it. I'm a flannel guy. I'm a guy who likes to have flannels and Russian hats and ice and coffee and not together because iced coffees are not real men's drinks. And so I drink coffee like it belongs, strong.
Making you beat up with sweat.
Yeah, making me beat up with sweat. You know, that kind of stuff, you know. So I like the winter, fall, winter, very, very early spring. Summer is not my bag. So.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of fire chops, Roy got me a super nice leather apron for my birthday last month. It's really sweet.
I did.
It's, let's see, T-Star leather made it. And
T-Star,
it has, it's kind of, I think he dyed it because it's like slightly burgundy, but it's got like adjustable straps and it's made from like a stout, thick leather. So. Yep, it doesn't have any hand tooling on it, but it is really, really nice.
Yep, yep. It's definitely an upgrade from her previous
Harbor Freight.
apron. Yeah, Harbor Freight apron.
One, yeah.
So, yeah, I figured, well, if she's going to be out in the shop, she needs to take and look the part, have a much nicer apron. So,
That's right.
Yeah, she deserves it. Putting up with this old goat. Ain't that right?
That's right. That's right. Gotta pay up.
I'm glad she can agree. I'm glad she can agree. So, anyways, well, is there any questions for me, Jess, before we put a pin in this one and call her an evening?
I think I just have one more. Okay. Nothing Special says, do you wear flame-resistant clothing to forge, or is it not needed?
So, everything will catch fire if you throw something hot enough on it. Cotton will burn, synthetic material will burn. It is generally a good idea to not wear synthetic materials. Now, I don't know what's in this shirt. I'm pretty sure there's some spandex in it and some other stuff, you know, that's in it that's not 100% cotton. So I don't worry about it to that degree, but you might want to leave your pleather pants at home and not wear them to the shop. So use those for your going out, you know, in your silk shirt or your fake silk shirt. Leave that for going out on the town and wear something that have like thicker canvas stuff. My pants that I wear, I'm not sponsored by them. Duluth Trading Company is where I buy a lot of my pants. I also buy the Dickies brand from Walmart. I like a thick carpenter pant. I like to wear those.
With massive pocket potential.
Yeah, with massive pocket. I like the cargo pockets for the majority of stuff because I'm always reaching for tools. I like having enough pockets to have all my tools on me at any given time. Those are just some good general ones to have. If it has some bit of spandex or this or that in it, I wouldn't worry about it too much. If it's a blend of cotton, like a cotton blend, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine in it. You know, the goal is not to let hot metal get on you, right? And don't get around flames with flammable, super flammable clothing, right? You know, really lightweight, thin cotton, you know, shirts can catch fire easily. If you wear windbreakers, like, you know, whatever they're made out of, plastic, you'll saran wrap yourself. You'll heat shrink yourself. Have you ever seen a heat shrink tube? Well, that's what those become on you instead, and molten and hot. So, now stay away with things that are too synthetic that way. But as far as me, I usually wear whatever the blend is. It might be a poly blend, it might be cotton. I try to go as much natural fiber as I can, but burning and getting burnt is all part of the trade and the craft. You minimize it the best you can, but it's inevitable. It's inevitable. The biggest thing I can tell you to wear is wear a good apron. I know some guys don't like wearing aprons. There's plenty of people out there that forge in shorts and flip-flops, and they're just as happy as a bug in a rug, but I don't. I found that what works for me, being in a forging environment all the time, closed-toe shoes, keep away from synthetic materials as best you can with your clothes, and wear a good leather welding apron, or any apron that you can get will help protect you. Think of it as a second skin that burns before you do. So, what's going on, babe?
Says you are flame resistant.
Flame resistant?
Roy is flame resistant.
Yeah, I'm flame resistant. So.
It's all that cold winter weather, it just soaks in.
Yeah, it's all the scar tissue from all the years I've been doing this. It's like, oh, yeah, well, that sucked. That burnt. Okay, we move on and get back after it. So.
Possum says, hell will freeze over before he wears a kilt. Guess he's more of a spandex guy.
No, I'm not a spandex guy.
Mike G, anyways. Good to see you. It has been a long time.
Yeah, good to see you, Mike G. All right, well, without further ado there, I'm going to remind the members again, channel members, tonight, about around 9
2 hours from now, roughly.
Yep, right around 9-ish. We'll emphasize the ish because we tend to be a little late, always. We will start our members live and get to hang out with our fine channel members. So thank you, channel members, for making content possible. Thank you, everybody who's come and watched the stream tonight and enjoyed it. I hope you guys did. I hope you guys had a lot of fun and maybe even learned a few things and, picked up a couple tips, except for my one undiscretion, what's that one little discretion of a Roy rant there. I think it turned out pretty good, huh? I think it turned out pretty good. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for being here. God bless each and every last one of you. Look forward to put out some more great content here soon. I've been a bit laxed on that just because I've had so many other side things that have kind of picked up with the summer, the very short summer we have up here. Just because I have been a little absent online doesn't mean I have been absently not working. So I've been working my tail off here lately behind the scenes, but there's some good stuff coming. So God bless you all. Thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun, and we will catch you at the next Friday night live stream. Bye-bye. Jessica, lead us out with the poem.
All right. Book written by Speargrass, Under the Chestnut Tree, which is available on Amazon. And I'm reading from page 78, The Shop Kid. You remember Johnny Henderson that used to work for me? Nigh on 20 years ago, I reckon it must be. The darndest boy I'd ever seen, leastways I thought then. He'd never stick to nothing and work like other men. He's always fool away his time, inventing some machine and working on a buggy that would run by gasoline. And when I'd put him on a job of helping in the shop, I'd have to keep my eye on him, or pretty soon he'd stop. He'd got to make drawings of wheels and valves and springs, of cams and gears and crankshafts, and 1,000 other things. And as there were no autos then, quite naturally we said that Johnny must be crazy or foolish in his head. And when it came to hammering, or real work, so to speak, he wasn't worth a quarter, nor 15 cents a week. So while I kind of liked the boy, I had to let him go. I think he left the village within a day or so. I hadn't seen or heard of him these 20 years or more, till yesterday a touring car stopped out there near the door. A man jumped out, comes in the shop and says, "How do you do? I'm Mr. Johnny B. Henderson. I used to work for you." And now that foolish shop kid is the auto engineer that builds the Packless Pearson, the car you cannot hear. Which somehow kind of makes me think you cannot always tell. Sometimes the kid with figuring brains do really turn out well. By H.C. Barr. Thank you everybody for joining us once again, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.